Welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rose and thank you for taking the time out to click that thumbnail. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope you're having a great week so far. I hope you are making a point to get outside even if it is cold outside. Go for a walk at least 10 minutes a day. Walk your dog. Whatever it is, make sure that you are just doing that little extra something 10 minutes a day for yourself and getting some fresh air. Today's video is my first update on my 2022 Pan That palette, which is the Too Faced Teddy Bear palette. I'm excited about this update and I want to try to make it a point to be as consistent as I possibly can on updating my 2022 PTP for you guys. Even though there is a lot of things going on at home, I still want to try to remain as consistent as I possibly can. So if you want to see how well I've done this past month on my 2022 PTP, then just make sure to keep on watching. But you guys, before we get into this, if you like these kind of videos, be sure to like it. And if you want to see more content from me, then make sure you're subscribed. I put out content weekly, so you don't want to miss out on all the fun. Also, make sure to check the down bar for all my other links to all my other social media platforms. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop on into the video. So as you guys know, I have been doing a Pan That palette series over here on my channel now for the past 2 years, and I really enjoy to kind of give myself that one focused palette per year to just see some progress on. It doesn't necessarily have to be panning the entire palette, but as long as I am consistently reaching for that palette and using it throughout the year to see even just a little bit of progress on it, to me is always an accomplishment. When you have large numbers of eyeshadow palettes and just large numbers of makeup in general, to see any kind of progress on the collection that you already own is always just motivating to see. So over on my Instagram in December, I went ahead and posted new 2022 PTP palette options, and the Too Faced Teddy Bear palette was the winner by thousands. This one had over 3,000 likes on it, so this was the palette that you guys chose to be my 2022 Pan That palette. So I just wanted to kind of go over the monthly goals, the short-term goals, and everything that I had set on this last month, and if I was able to reach any of those goals, and if I had hit any pans in this palette, which as you can tell from the thumbnail, I definitely hit some kind of pans, but how many, we're gonna go ahead and go over now. So it is absolutely a beautiful color story. It isn't the biggest palette, but I do really enjoy reaching for this so far. The formula is pretty nice and consistent. It's definitely different than Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palette formula, which is what I have been used to panning for the past 2 years. I will link my playlists to the previous 2 years of PTPs in the cards for you guys. So this one is definitely a little bit different. I did manage to hit one pan in here so far, you guys. So I hit pan in the shade, of course, the easiest shade to hit pan on, which is the shade Bare It All, which was also one of my seasonal focus shades. So you guys know, if you've been watching my PTP series over here for a while now, that I like to pick seasonal focus shades to also kind of focus on within my any Pan That palette that I may be doing, to just kind of help me narrow my focus down. It's easier for me to really be selective in that sense, to where I can possibly achieve hitting pan in the palettes a little bit faster. Bare It All was the first pan that I hit so far this year. It was also one of my seasonal focus shades. So because I hit one of my seasonal focus shades, I'm going to go ahead and pick a new seasonal focus shade for the remaining of wintertime, even though spring is quickly approaching us. I'm so excited, cannot wait for warm weather. It has been a brutal winter here so far this year, and literally just today, the power was out for the whole morning, freezing my butt off at home. So we hit one pan so far, and here is what the palette looks like after 1 month use. Now, as you can see, I didn't reach for and dip in every single shade yet, but it is just the first update. And I will kind of move around and use different shades throughout the palette each month moving forward. So because I hit pan on one of my seasonal focus shades, I'm going to go ahead, look down at my notes, and go over the rest of the seasonal focus shades with you guys. Try my best because the shades are on the back, but it's like backwards, so it's really hard to read these shade names. So the other seasonal focus shades that I had for the winter is the Snuggle is Real, which I have used that and gotten a little bit of use out of it. You can see there is some use on her. For Real, which is a real beautiful foily gold shade. It's actually really stunning. I'm actually wearing it today on the center portion of my lid. Can't really see it. It's kind of blurry. And of course, Bare It All, which is our first pan, and Sharing is Caring. So these were the 4 seasonal focus shades for the winter months. And since I hit one pan, I'm gonna go ahead and pick a new seasonal focus shade. And I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is pick Teddy Bear right here. So Teddy Bear is the 3rd shade in, according to the back of the palette, which is that real rich, warm, almost orangish, mustardy brown shade. And I am actually wearing that today as well. So the look that I did create today, I reached for my PTP, and I just think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on that shade for the rest of the winter months as one of my seasonal focus shades. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just go over the rest of my short-term goals that I had for this palette so far. For my monthly goal for the month of January/February was to create 4 looks with this palette. So I wasn't able to fully achieve that. I did manage to create 3 of 4 looks, including today's look. So today is the 3rd look that I did so far with this palette. However, I do reach for Bare It All every single day that I do my eyeshadow to set my primer and everything. And that's how I was able to hit that pan and get a little bit more progress on that shade alone. But I was not able to reach this month's short-term goal of using it and creating 4 looks with it just yet. We have a little bit of a slowish kind of start to the palette, but that doesn't mean that things won't pick up throughout the rest of the year. So we have the entire year. I'm pretty confident that I will be able to see a lot of good progress on her this year because it isn't the biggest palette and it's just a beautiful color story. So my seasonal goal for the winter is to hit 3 pans in here. So far we have 1. So I still need to hit basically 2 more pans this next month on the palette in order to hit that goal. My 6-month goal is to hit pan on 8 shades. And there's 14 pans in here in total. So that would be half of the pans. My year-end goal, of course, is to hit pan on every shade. And my biggest goal is going to be to just finish any shade in the palette. We'll see how well and how much more farther I'm actually able to go with this palette. Again, it's beautiful color story. The formula is really nice. Not to mention it smells delicious. And I knew this was going to be a rather quick update just because I wanted to just make it a point to just sit down and go over what progress I did have so far, the pan that I hit, and just share with you guys my thoughts so far on the palette. So I do really enjoy it. I don't think it'll be a problem in getting a lot more use out of her for the year 2022. I also did want to go ahead and make a mention and let you guys know that I did decide to switch some things up this year. So for the past couple of years, I used to keep track of each use of each shade in my PTPs by tallies. Well, this year, this is the first year that I decided to go ahead and just not keep use of the number usage on my PTP just because 14 pans, it's a lot of eyeshadow pans, and it's becoming more and more of a challenge for me to remember to even write that tally down when I had used it. With everything going on at home, it's just been an extra challenge for me to really remember to keep track of each time I dip my brush in here. So that is the only thing that's really going to change is I'm no longer going to keep track of my use on her and tallies and like number usage. That'll way to really just give me a chance to freely enjoy the palette for what it is. This beautiful berry toned, warm tone, yummy, beautiful color story, and just see how well I'm able to do with her. So for this next month, I'm really going to make it a point to really focus on the Snuggle is Real, which obviously these two, Sharing is Caring and the Snuggle is Real, are two of your main transition shades in the palette, which is why they are a little bit bigger. And since the Snuggle is Real is one of my seasonal focus shades, I'm going to go ahead and try to make it a point to reach for her as much as I can for the next month on the project. So again, my seasonal focus shades for the rest of winter are the Snuggle is Real, For Real, Teddy Bear, and Sharing is Caring. So because I have two of the bigger pans as my seasonal focus shades, I will make it a point to also focus on Sharing is Caring. They are really beautiful shades, and they're the two of the bigger shades in here. So I will just try to make it a point to reach for those two bigger shades as much as I possibly can for the next month or so on the project. So if I didn't mention it already, my new monthly goal for the month of March on this palette is going to be to create 3 looks with this, as well as just really focus and hone in on my seasonal focus shades, which again are the 4 shades I just disclosed with you guys. That way, you know, it's something light, it's something easy for the remaining of winter, since springtime is very quickly approaching us and I cannot wait for spring. So I'm so excited that winter is almost over, and I'm just going to try to keep it as laxed as I possibly can for the remaining of the winter months. I don't want to put too much harsh limits on myself or like disciplinary type of rules to where, oh, I have to just use this palette, or I need to just focus on those certain shades, or I won't feel like I'm making progress. I really just want to try to be as relaxed and enjoy the project for what it is, basically for the whole year even, but especially for the rest of the winter months. You know, it's been very trying. There's been a lot going on at home in my personal life. I did just recently do a life update. I'll be sure to put it in the cards for you guys if you want to go check it out to see what's been going on at home. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your guys' love and support and your wonderful comments on my last video. Going in there and reading your guys' comments really just means so much to my husband and I both. That's basically everything for this video, you guys, and for this update. It was short and sweet and to the point of just getting through the progress and the update and how well I've done for the past month on my PTP. So make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And let me know, what do you think down in the comment section down below. Are you doing a PTP this year? If so, what palette are you panning? And as always, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like it, subscribe, and of course, leave me a comment. Until my next video, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.